Good morning, you're watching Sunrise. I'm Sarah Jane Mee. Two men accused of being members of the so-called Beatles cell from Islamic State have told Sky News that there will be more IS-inspired attacks in Europe. Alexander Koti and El Shafi El Sheikh were captured by US-backed forces in Syria earlier this year. The men, both from West London, didn't deny being members of the four-man British IS cell and seemed unrepentant. They say they hadn't died on the battlefield because God had decreed that they should live. They've been speaking to our chief correspondent, Stuart Ramsey.
A detention centre in northern Syria and a meeting with two captured British Islamic State members. Two of the four so-called Beatles, accomplices of Mohammed Emwazi or Jihadi John, the videotaped murderer of 7 hostages, British, American and Japanese, and a host of Syrians. But there's no remorse.
You have nothing to say to families that would just lost their husbands who were actually doing aid work?
Not specifically, no, I don't have anything to say to them.
How come?
Do you have anything to say to them?
I'd say my condolences, and I feel very, very sorry for you, and I think it's a tragedy. That's what I would say.
I would agree with you.
Despite eyewitness testimony, they say their involvement in the Beatles must be proved in court.
But do you deny that you were members of what they call the Beatles? I never used the expression myself.
It's
I
11
think I've
hours.
denied that probably previously before, and I've said that these kind of accusations, they should be responded to in a...
And how about you?
Any accusations made in the media, I have no comment to make on them in the media, because it's not something that concerns media. It's a criminal charge. What I'm being accused of is a criminal charge.
In an hour-and-a-half interview, it became clear to me that they were unrepentant members of Islamic State.
But no legal procedure has ever been given out by anyone involved in Islamic State. So why there isn't one now? Why don't we discuss what you would say? How would you defend yourself?
I would defend myself by seeking legal advice and adhering to
Well, what happens to legal advice that says put your hands up, you're guilty, there's nothing you can do to get you off this one, and just take the fact that you're going to prison for the rest of your lives?
Then that's what then I think I need to get a new lawyer. Yeah.
You understand though that you're in really serious trouble?
No, I understand there's very serious allegations being made. So would like to see where that goes.
They refused to condemn the attacks in Europe, London and Manchester.
No, this is just surely a straight moral question, as anyone could see. Blowing up kids in a...
Yeah, I mean, in a general sense, I think we've made it clear. I mean, if you want to talk about specifics, I would prefer not to engage in specific condemnations, not considering my current disposition.
Don't know.
In a general sense.
The pair also warned that more Islamic State attacks will happen.
Do you think that there will be more attacks to come?
I think based on that type of mentality, that type of thinking, there will be lots of things that will happen on both sides of the spectrum. Many more people like myself will be stripped of rights or citizenships because of this narrow thinking. Many more innocent people may be harmed because of this narrow understanding of holding people accountable for things that they didn't do. So yeah, this type of narrow-mindedness will only breed more negativity and violence.
Stuart Ramsey, Sky News, Northern Syria.